what is your name?
इनका नाम क्या हो? क्या?
Vikas. That's right. This is Vikas, and Vikas is 12, and he came in yesterday. And honestly, as I understand the story, his mother and family thought that they could not be saved. He was very sick. And after the doctors checked him out, the doctors decided that he had a bad case of worms, and they started giving him treatment and drips. When we saw him yesterday, when we came in, he was lying on the bed. He was barely opening his eyes, and he couldn't have cared less about the strangers, which is uncommon here. And today he was sitting up a little bit and eating something in bed, and now he is doing much, much better. He's much more bright-eyed and sick. And why did she come to IVC?
पूछा थे कि यहाँ काहे के आई लोग का और कहीं काहे न गए?
कहीं जाए जहाँ हमारा थोड़ा कहाँ जाए कहीं कहीं के जाए
कहाँ रहे तुहार काम?
तिलगामा मार्गो पे तिलगामा में नहीं.
Well, she says now that we know enough about the work here, she says, why should we go anywhere else when IVC is here?
We agree with you.
She says, unless you tell us to leave, we just come here and want to be served.
Thank you for talking to us. Really, thank you. I want you to go home too.
कहा थे कि हमके बहुत खुशी हो कि तू अच्छा हो गया, हमके भी खुशी हो जब तू घर चल जा.
सबको अच्छा हो जाए, वहाँ के लोग सबके खुशी बढ़िया हो जाए.
This is Rambalas, and he's from a neighboring village, not very far. Mohammadpur. And he has come here today for eye surgery. We've got a lot of people waiting for eye checkups to see if they need surgery. And mostly what the checkups are today are for cataract detection and setting up appointments for cataracts. And can he tell us how old he is? Does he know?
आपका कितना उम्र होई?
उम्र सरकार होई हम जानते हैं 75 के कहीं हुई मुझे.
Is about 75.
About 70 or more. And
Not sure.
how long have his eyes been bothering him?
He says it has been a long time, 5 years or so.
So for 5 years, has he been anywhere for the last 5 years to have his
He
eyes
hasn't
checked?
been. And now his both eyes are bad.
Oh, just noticed one originally, but now both.
Now both.
And why did he come here? Why here?
पूछा था कि यहाँ काहे यहाँ आइला और कहीं काहे न गइला?
कहीं ना गई.
Well, he says, I didn't go anywhere else. This is the only place I know.
He's got a great face. We were just saying, although they're not truly nomadic anymore, he certainly dresses in nomadic fashion, as do many of the older men that are in this area. Okay.
क्या तकलीफ है? हम लोग नीचे ताका नीचे ताका
साफ नाम कराना ऑपरेशन हो क्या सामने
कम से कम लोग कर दो बाबा जी
सरकार
कितने साल से
सन 22
जब साले दुबला लोग का था
You hear what he's saying to him? So he's had decreased vision for 8 years and he has cataracts.
Yeah, yes.
पिताजी का क्या नाम है आपके
Both
पास?
eyes or one eye? Both eyes. And he will be going for surgery on Wednesday. Okay. And he's
It's
going-
everything is fine. This investigation.
Okay, so now
Their
they
blood
will...
pressure is controlled.
Okay. Okay, great. So now he's going to go for a blood test. Does he also have a urine test? And a urine test. And blood pressure. So if all checks out well, on Wednesday he will go for surgery, I would guess on one eye?
Yes.
On one eye and then return for the other.
क्या नाम है बेटी तुम्हारा? चंदा.
This little girl's name is Chanda, and although she's not too sure how old she is well known around here. This is a little girl that I'm told was studying in the 5th class or 5th grade, but she got very, very sick, and they took her out of school about a year ago, and she hasn't returned since. Abul, can you tell her story a little bit?
This girl was apparently very sick last year when I came to the village. She was admitted here and she could barely walk. The story was that she was very sick in the village and her folks didn't want to bring her to Mano Khidmat because they thought she might get sicker. They will give her some shots, maybe some drip or whatever, which may make it worse. But then the neighbors convinced the father and the family that no, you must go to Mano Khidmat. She is badly sick. So they eventually brought her here, and they were basically waiting for her to die. She was in such a bad situation.
And you also thought she was probably not going to make it at that
That's
point.
right, because we had only one room last year from where we did inpatient, outpatient, prevention, everything. And at night she was sleeping here with her father on her side on the bare ground. And she would walk back from the toilet and I could tell that it was not going to last very long. But apparently she did. She was at that time discharged after a couple of weeks. And this year when I came back, this little girl came to say hello to me, and I didn't recognize her. I thought she was some patient here and just wanted to say hello. Well, then she told me that, don't you remember, I was the sick girl 6 months or 8 months ago who was supposed to die. Well, then the story was revealed, and I just simply could not believe when I saw this girl smiling. I couldn't even imagine she was sick. And if you look at her now, you can tell yourself she doesn't sick from any side at all. She's such a bubbling, happy little girl. She's on tuberculosis medicine, that's what it was, and the tuberculosis was just running her down because they wouldn't do anything about it at their home. Now she will be on medication, which she is constantly, but for another 2 months, and hopefully then she will go back to school and life will be as happy as ever.
Now, ask Dad if she's going to go back to school soon.
ठीक होए के बाद स्कूल फिर जाइए? Yeah, he says yes.
Do you miss going to school?
स्कूल तो क्या पसंद आओ? स्कूल हाँ.
This is Dr. Pratap, and he is the chief doctor here at IVC, and he's checking her. On a routine basis, she comes to get checked.
जा सकते
And how does she look to you?
कैसी मालूम हो रही है?
बहुत अच्छी है, वेरी गुड।
Very good. And she sounds clear and good. Wonderful. Thank you. You did it. Thank you.
चुनार में हम लोगों ने 4 साल इकट्ठे पढ़ा
At the anniversary
और उसके बाद से
celebration
कभी
for
मुलाकात
IVC.
नहीं हुई। आज पहले इसलिए हमने कहा कि बस यहाँ प्रोग्राम सिर्फ एक ही होगा और वो इन बच्चों का है, और ये हमेशा मेरा दिल खुश करते हैं और मुझे बिल्कुल यकीन है कि निश्चित आपका दिल भी ये खुश करते हैं। और ये जो भी करते हैं वो दिल से करते हैं, इनको कोई राजनीति नहीं है, इनको कुछ हमसे लेना नहीं है। इनको बीमार भी ये लोग कम पड़ते हैं, जब बूढ़े होते हैं, जब ज्यादा बीमार होते हैं। बच्चे में कहाँ इतने बीमार होते हैं, इसलिए इन्हें हमसे हम दवा भी नहीं चाहिए। इसलिए ये वाकई दिल से करते हैं जो कुछ भी करते हैं, और जब ये गाएंगे तो आप सुनेंगे कि ये दिल से आवाज निकल रही है। बच्चों से मैं कहूँगा कि ये अपना प्रोग्राम करें, उसके बाद आप लोगों के कुछ थोड़ा बहुत खाने पीने का है, कुछ मिठाई वगैरह है, चाय पी लीजिएगा। उसके बाद जो मर्जी आए, अगर आप इधर घूमना फिरना चाहते हैं घूम फिर लीजिए, घर जाना चाहते हैं वो भी अच्छा है, जो भी मर्जी आएगी वो आप लोगों के ऊपर है। हाँ बेटा, तो